welcome to Old Time Knits. This is episode 45. My name is Marie and I'm coming to you from central New Hampshire. This is my podcast where I talk all about my love for my knitting. Mostly knitting, sometimes crochet and spinning, sometimes yarn buying, sometimes fiber friends. So if this sounds like something you would enjoy, then come on in and let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start off with what I am wearing. This is the Baker River Shawl, and it is from my fiber friend Judy Jewell from the Autumn Acorn. And this was a test knit for her. I did this about a year ago. It's a really sweet little one skeiner. So here it is. I love it. It's got the little ruffle all along the edge. Super simple, knit sideways. So you can make it as long as you want or as wide as you want, if you will. I just like to throw this on this way. I just love it. It's super cute. This is the perfect little size shawl to wrap around your neck like this. So yeah, so that is what I am wearing. And I will leave everything that I talk about in the description box down below. Also, I always forget to say that you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Old Time Knits. And I have a group over on Ravelry for the podcast, and all of that again is in the description. Okay, I'm going to start off with finished objects. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 of them. It's been a while. But my first one was a work in progress in my last episode. Here it is. This is the, it's always so hard to show, the coffee bean cardigan. Sorry. I actually have some video I'm going to show you of it and me in it. All right, so it is the Coffee Bean Cardigan by Elizabeth Smith, and it is a top-down raglan construction done on an 18 stitch gauge with a needle size of US 7, 4.5 millimeter for the ribbing, and 5 millimeter or US 8 for the main body. This is a 2-row stripe repeat. I chose to do mine in a very muted colors. I wasn't too sure about the stripes. I'm not really sure if I am a stripe person or not. The only modifications I made is I made my sleeves 3/4 length, but okay, and so I'm going to talk about the yarn. I've talked about it several times before. This is Plymouth yarn in the Sea Isle cotton. And it is 50% organic Pima cotton and 50% fine merino wool. And that is the color. One of the colors, Blues Cruise, and the other color is called Gloucester Gray. I really enjoyed this yarn, and it seems to wear well. So I used, this is all I had left of the gray. This was my contrast color. I had three skeins of this, and or was it 2? Gosh, I can't remember now. And then I definitely had 3 skeins of this. Maybe I have no idea anymore. I knit this a while ago. Anyway, it did not take much. I was afraid that I would run out of one if I did long sleeves, so it was the gray. I thought I might not have enough if I did long sleeves. It would have been really, really close. So there was a little bit left from the first skein. And then when I swapped to the second skein, I wanted to use the same one for both sleeves. So that's why I did that. So yeah, I had 2 full skeins of the gray, and I had 3 of the blue. This is like, they call it a DK, but it actually, it's 329 yards on a skein. So I think it's more sport-like. But anyway, I wanted to have a summer cardigan. Once again, my problem is the neckline, and you will see that, have seen that in the video of me wearing it. For some reason, my necklines just grow. Oh, cotton's going to grow anyway, but hello, Molly. But yeah, so I just have to go back and pick up stitches like I almost always do. And of course, I need to get buttons. Buttons will definitely help. Will definitely help with that too. But also, I had a horrifying thing happen while I was videoing this and messing with it. I noticed you got it, drop stitch. How does that happen? Come on. I've been manhandling this thing for weeks and I just saw it this morning. So I'll have to go back and fix that. So it needs buttons. I have to, fix the neck a little bit. And now I need to fix a drop stitch. But I think I'm going to wear this a lot. I really like it. It's very comfortable and the yarn is really nice and soft and drapey, and I just wanted something a little bit more summery, and I'm really happy with the striping on it. I love the muted tone, and so who knows, maybe I am a striped person now. All right, so that was finished object number 1, and finished object number 2 was a work in progress in my last video, and it is the Salish hat, and this is the one that Kevin over at Needles at the Ready podcast, him and Ray have the great podcast. If you don't watch it, you should. He has made so many of these. It has some great decreases on the crown, and I'll pop in a picture of it, me wearing it, so you can see what it looks like on. This is knit on a US 7 and 8, 3.75. Nope, that's a lie. It is knit on a US 8 the whole way, and it just starts with ribbing and goes all the way with ribbing. It's a long way till you get to enough to fold it up, but I absolutely love this, and the fit is amazing because it is a ribbed hat. So this is fingering weight held double. You can do it in DK, but I chose to use fingering weight. It's so nice. It's such a great, easy knit, great for a gift knit. So the yarn that I'm using is Holly Press Fibers, and this is her Sheepish sock, 75/25 wool nylon, and it's in the colorway Smells Like Elves. And I should have waited to know what I had left, but I had quite a bit left. So, I mean, I still have a good bit of yarn here to work with, which is fantastic. And I loved this color. So yeah, so put this on your list of gifts to knit because it goes surprisingly quick. And I just wanted to say again, a huge thank you to Kevin and Ray over at Needles at the Ready. They gave my podcast a shout out on their podcast, and they're always so inspiring over there. And I just really, they're so warm and welcoming, and they're so easy to talk to. And if you ever get the chance to catch up with them in person, I would definitely recommend that. So thanks, Kevin and Ray. All right. Can you imagine they actually watched my podcast? I was like, what? Okay, I'm over it now. All right. The next project for a finished object is a buddy project, which I talked a lot about this in my last podcast. Man, if you want to get some projects off the needles, buddy up with somebody and stay in touch with them because it goes so fast. And I am so happy with this. I was pleasantly surprised with how beautiful it came out. So here it is. If you can see it, this is the Heddle, and it is by Joe Shaw. It's an all over eyelet with a picot edge. And it's a crescent shape. So I'll take this off and put it on so you can see it. I am in love with this, and it was such a great knit. Okay, put it on here. I'm going to put it on this way. What I really like about this is it falls nice. Get it on here. It falls nice. The ends fall nice. They kind of do this swirly thing, and I really like that. I think it adds some style to the when you wear it like this. So it's a very easy, usable, wearable style for me. And of course, there's many ways that you can wear it, but that is probably my favorite. But I was so pleased with how beautiful this came out. Sorry, I struggled to find the right and the wrong side. Just eyelets, you know, yarn overs, knitting, purling, nothing scary, nothing to be afraid of. And I really like that she did, I think it's here at the edges. She did at the top edge here, she did a yarn over, which you, I don't want to give too much away, but you dropped it, and then that allowed for it to not be too crunched up. It allows it to stretch a little bit. So yeah, really great, easy project. Okay, let me see what I got my notes here. What I had for, okay, I did this on a US 6 4mm needle in a fingering weight, which this is the yarn. I go through this all the time. Yarn Huga, I think is how you say it, in the amber colorway. So this is a merino yak silk blend, and that's what makes it so beautiful and drapey. This is just gorgeous. I am just so over the moon happy with this. This is a keeper. I'm not sharing. So Sue and I did this together, and we both really enjoyed it. It was very nice, and it is knit, I can't remember, the long way, horizontal, and it just grows and grows and grows. Yeah, super beautiful. So this is all that I had left, and I think it's like right around 20 grams. So that was a good thing to use up another skein of fingering weight yarn, but really, really beautiful. So if you want a beautiful project, it wasn't complicated, looks complicated, but it's not. This is that's your go-to. So yeah. All right. I'm going to share the next one. The next one was also a buddy project. Good grief. We have been working really hard to get through some stash yarn, so that is why we are beating out these things so quickly. So this was my buddy's choice, and here it is. This is called Murano Squares. It's a cowl, and this is a mosaic knitting. And the pattern is by Susan Ashcroft. She has a lot of this style cowl that she has designed. I just love this. So this is done on a US 7 4mm needle. And she recommends using a self-striping yarn if you have one, and that's exactly what I did. What I wanted to say that you can use any weight and any gauge, whatever you want for fabric. So this is done in DK weight on the US 7 4mm needle. But it's nice that you have options. I mean, you could do it in a worsted weight. I think my buddy did it I think Sue did it in a worsted weight. So, I mean, you could do it in a fingering weight. You pretty much do anything you want. So, okay, the yarn that I'm using, the dark background color is, this is Plucky Knitter. This is Deep Stash. I've had this in my stash for quite some time. And this is her sport weight. And it's the Bastille colorway. This is her Luxe Merino Light Sport. And it's ultrafine merino. I had a lot left. So back into stash with that one. And then the other yarn I used is a self-striping. This is it. What I had left. And this is one of my faves. Let's see if I can get this. Speckled Whimsy on her Serendipity DK base. And it's a 75/20 merino nylon. And this is her Love Story colorway. So I have a lot of that left too. I should have weighed all of these. I did not. I'm not very good about weighing my yarn unless I'm doing a test knit. So yeah, I am very, very happy with this. And it's just easy to wear. You put it on and there it is, you know. But yeah, mosaic knitting, nothing scary, super easy. Anybody can do it. But I love the way the self-striping repeats happen in this. So I was so happy with my yarn choice. Sometimes when I'm trying to choose colors, I struggle a little bit, but I love how it came out. So yeah, so Murano Squares. I think that's a relatively new pattern as well. I think it wasn't that long ago that it was released. I'm pretty sure. All right, and then I have one more project. Again, this is a buddy project because they just seem to go so quick. We try to pick, for the most part, smaller, quicker, easy knits so that we don't get caught up in, you know, months on end on a project. I'm looking for the right side, sorry. This is the next project, okay? And this is just one of those skinny little scarves. This is called Arete II. It's by Nick Davis. Like I said, I'll link it down below. And it's this really, really long, skinny scarf, which you could wrap this around like 3 times and it'd be fine. But these are cute to just pop on like so. Sometimes if you just want a little accessory, pop it on. This one I did in a summer weight yarn because it's what I had in the stash, and I did not know what to do with this yarn because it, you know, one skein. So this is Juniper Moon Farm in the Zooey, and it's a cotton linen blend. It's 60 cotton, 40 linen. And there was 248 yards on here. This is done on a US size 6. Yes, 4 millimeter. And I opted to just do it on straight needles instead of circulars. And I just popped these little, I think these are cocoa knits, on the end so that my stitches wouldn't fall off. I don't get to knit all that often with straight needles, but I do have DPNs for that reason. And sometimes on these smaller shawls, it's a little less fiddly than using your interchangeables. But I was super surprised at how skinny this was. Like the increases are slow. So it takes a long time to get to the width, and it's not wide. So it comes in a small, medium, and large. And this is actually the medium size. It's just a ribbing with some increases. So this is fun because it's fun. That's a good word for it. It's very drapey, and you could wear this any time of year. Great transitional piece too. So yeah, that is my 5th and final project. Whew, that was a lot. All right, moving on to whips. I just have a couple of whips today. Obviously, I have a lot of finishes, so not too much on the needles right now. To start with, I have a pair of socks. I don't know why I'm saying so much. All right, I have a pair of socks. If you watched my last video, you know I'm obsessed with these. This is the Indoorsy Socks, or loosely based off of that, by Sonder Yarn Company. So it's a fingering weight and mohair held together to make a DK. And I do mine with a broken rib, and it creates this yummy texture. I don't do them all like that, but just something different. And so that is just one round of knit and one round of knit one, purl one to create that rib. And I am using these two held together. So pretty, so pretty. These made me think of Easter. All right, so again, Holly Press Fibers. If you haven't checked her out, you should do so. She's got some great colors. This is a Beatrix Potter inspired. It's called Rabbit Tobacco for the color, and it's her sheepish sock. And this was a sock set. I don't know where the mini is, in something else. And I held it with Knit Picks Aloft. And it's their 72 Super Kid mohair and 28% silk, and it's just color number P903, which I thought that was a perfect match. So yeah, I'm not too far down. This is my first one, and yeah, I got 48 stitches on the needle. I'm on a US 3.25 millimeter, and on magic loop. Simple, simple. So that is my first work in progress. Haven't really worked on those much. I've cast them on a bit ago and haven't worked on them that much. All right, and then my next work in progress is my latest buddy project, which I got to pick this one because I've wanted to do this forever. So I'm going to see if I can show this to you. It's a little tricky. Kind of all over the place at the moment. Sorry. Okay, here we go. This is my Vertices Unite by Stephen West. And I am on the third section currently. And it is a knit. Let me tell you, simple garter stitch. This is section 1, and then this is section 2, which in the pattern is a striped using 2 yarns, and I opted not to. I just couldn't find 2 yarns that I really liked to go with this, and I just started on this section here. I brought in this beigey brown color. So if I didn't say so, it's Stephen West. And I'm going to talk about a couple of the yarns. So I have a picture of all 5 of the yarns I picked out, and I will post it here. But then when I got going, it changed. All right, so this is the first one. This is the lighter color. It's from Redwood Yarn. This is a new to me yarn. And I found this dyer. She's in California. I found her because Selma over at Little Big Knits recommended her. This is her classic sock, and it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and the colorway is called New Start. And that is... color. So it has some lavender and some speckles in it, and you don't really see those all that much in that very first section. I mean, there are some, but the other yarn that I'm using with it in that same section is from Mandy's Makings, and this is her 75-25 fingering weight, and the color is called Road to Super Bowl, and it is the lavender color, but the teal speckles really became dominant in it. So that is kind of what I based my next color selection off of. I did, when it was skeined up, you didn't see those teal all that much. And so this is the next color that I chose. And this is Yarn Ink, whom I also love. And it's her 75-25 classic sock. And it's in the Winter Wonderland color. So originally, I had, you know, two other colors to put in here, but I thought that this pulled the teal out of the first section nicely. So, and then this is just a random skein out of my stash with no band around it. I honestly do not remember what this is, but it feels good to be able to use something when you just have them laying around like that. So I don't know what other people have done for colors. I just had to do with, sorry, I just had to use what I had in my stash, and my fingering weight is really very boring, I guess you could say. I have lots of rusty coppery colors like that Heddle Shawl, and browns, and you know, not really much of anything. I'm gonna put this back on because I'm a little chilly. So I had limited selection anyway, but it's working out, and I'm really happy with it, and it's quite an engaging project. I was surprised. I was a little intimidated by it because there are some different things to pick up, and you have to pick up at the junction on it, and I had never done that before, but it's all fine, and we both are very much enjoying it. So yeah, so that's all I have on the needles right now. And I don't have really any super big plans yet, but you know, something will come along. Work is very busy right now, so it doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to share some gift pattern ideas now, and this is for the Get Gifting Make Along, which I am hosting over in my Ravelry group. It is a year-long gift along basically, and there's no prizes or any contests or anything like that. We're just doing this for the fun of it, and the Ravelry group has been quite active, as well as you can post on Instagram using the hashtag GetGiftingMal2025, and I will put it on the screen for you. So every podcast this year I'm trying to feature a few gift pattern ideas, and the first one I want to feature, I have made these, is the Maritime Wool Socks, and this is by Simone Van Eiderstein, and you will know Simone if you watch the Fleece and Harmony podcast. That's the Simone. This is a wonderful pattern. It was the first pair of socks I made for my husband, and I did them in a worsted weight, which is what it calls for. So let me back up. It's a free pattern. It is done on a US 6 4mm needle using worsted weight yarn. So they go super fast. It uses, it's simple ribbing on the patterning, and it would be like a super great weekend project. They go so fast. So yeah, that was the first suggestion that I had. And then the second suggestion that I have is called the Mosaic Dot Scarf, and it is by Maker, Emily Baldwin. I really liked this because it has it offers all kinds of things on the pattern. Let's see. Okay, so you can do a 4-ply version, which is fingering weight, an 8-ply version on DK, or a 10-ply version on worsted or Aran, and there's even one for a bulky weight. So it lists all these different sizes and gauges and estimates for you, and it's a one-page two-page pattern. One page is all the description of all that is offered, and the second is the pattern instructions. It has a scarf version and a cowl version, which is why I liked it so much. It seems very adaptable, and mosaic, very simple process too, probably very fun. So yeah, so that is the second one. And the third one I wanted to feature, I have looked at this pattern so many times and not made them, but is the Soho Scrunchie by Tori Yu. And this is basically knitting, is this a free pattern? Yeah, this is a free pattern also. You are knitting basically a rectangle, so to speak, and then putting an elastic around it. I'm not quite sure. Maybe you're knitting a tube. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're knitting a tube, I believe, with a provisional cast on and then joining it. But anyway, go check it out. It's a free pattern. There's a mini, a medium, and a jumbo sizes. You can use fingering weight, sport weight, worsted weight, or bulky weight. And she has suggested needles, all of it. And I love it when a pattern does that and allows you to really use what you have. So this would make a great gift knit. Oh, check her out. That's Tori Yu. All right, and the last one for gift ideas is called the Vertical Vibes Beanie. This is a rib design. I think it's a broken rib. It is a paid for pattern. It's done in the round from the bottom up. In one size, it says fits most women and teens. It's a DK weight, 130 to 150 yards on a US 5 for the ribbing and a US 6 4mm for the main portion of the hat. I just love it. You can wear this as a beanie, or you can put a pom-pom on it and have it as a cute hat like that too. Okay, I think that is all that I have for you today. I've been very good in not purchasing yarn, so I don't have any acquisitions at the moment. There's really not much going on. It's the same old, and I think that's all I have for you today. So everybody keep knitting. Happy everything, and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for watching, and to all of you who leave me comments, I love that so much. Let me know what you're working on. Take care, everybody. I'll see you the next time. Bye.